But
and
if
what
you look,
information
if
can
you
we
want to
get
engage with
this credibility
What, what
with
is it in production?
the
So
fisher,
December,
we're gonna close this season.
Maybe we get a conclusion,
So,
and the
how much
conclusion
fish is he going to
we make
lose?
zonation.
Alone. Right, you have to stop fishing. You cannot fish without trawl in that area. So he either has to go and fish somewhere else, or he has to stop fishing, or he has to find something else. So if he stops fishing, his costs are reduced. Alright, because he don't burn fuel to go there. He doesn't have to pay salary. He doesn't have to pay transport. Price of fish.
species migration and etc. And then we will come to the next step is to agree on a guideline how to the standardized data, and then the procedures to share the data and the mechanism to evaluate it. And then the next step is the evaluation, the data evaluation. So it's like it is including socioeconomic consideration when we try to evaluate. So during the start of the RAPIC 2, Indonesia have actually done these two steps, and we haven't done this evaluation yet. And then the gear types, it also have. So this is what we have actually done. It is like guidelines on data sharing and thematic information procedure for the collection. So unfortunately this is not in use yet, but it's actually the national working group, the stakeholders agreed to these guidelines, and it is actually procedures and mechanism how the data must be collected, how it should be submitted to the secretariat, and then the evaluation mechanism as well. So we actually have come with that one. And for the gear type selection, we haven't done anything yet. For the total level effort, we only have one meeting to identify the parameters and indicators. So in terms of FM, maybe this TAI is part of the human well-being, I think, because it closely related to the social and economic. It is how many vessels, number of vessels to be licensed.
Governance, I think.
Governance?
Yeah, it's governance issue.
Yeah, it's, it's like
You actually don't have a human well-being. This is the thing, in this framework we don't actually cover human well-being. But anyway, never mind.
yeah, for habitat mapping and field type searching is actually part of the environment, and it's some technical measure actually how to close to environmental well-being.
Right.
So I think that's for the time being. Thank you.
It's interesting because we can connect things easily. I mean, in my point of view. I would like to ask Indonesian team. You know the gaps, and since you know the gaps, it means that you know what are the things that you need to fulfill as far as the RAPIC project is concerned. Okay, right? That is your past expectation. So what are the things that you think the gaps will help fulfilling them?
For me, especially Indonesia, is budget problem. Last year there is no activity because trouble of
No,
budget.
the budget problem is the cost. Yeah.
So like we actually, well, for the data collection, we actually have a regulation on logbook as well as observer. But the logbook itself is considered to be very complicated. It's like a scientific logbook, thing like that. And we try to simplify the logbook.
Number, not specify in species target. This we must
More detailed.
yeah, more detailed record.
So when it is on logbook,
But they fill it
but
in total.
it is, yeah,
Only fish and species. That's we must.
What is the
So the
observer?
logbook is not complete.
the log is very,
Complete, but the
very
data
detailed.
that get in.
No,
Yeah, they say observer.
different. So that there are different steps. One, when it is on the sea, I think we have actually, we expect to have the data from the logbook. But expect
But then
again is
if they
once
don't
it
show the
comes to the
species,
port,
it has to be
Yeah.
counted.
but the record that we can find in the fishing port is only the whole the whole quantity.
Mention you have observers.
It's yeah.
For the, especially for trawl in the tropical, we have many of species, maybe more than 100. But we must focus in target of species. That's why we more detailed in target species. Focus for the trawl, like bycatch. Bycatch until now we are only say about the turtle. Another species.
Not involved in the data collection, the design of the data collection. That is why you can't,
Not like that.
or maybe I'm mistaken.
Great. I mean what the simplify is like this. Is ring. We want to know
By
what is the
species.
target. What the target? Only 5. We have decided 5 above 4. 5. Yeah. 5 species. The fish only red snapper only some of the fish maybe
Major one.
yeah, the major one.
species.
Yeah, major. And then others. That's what we want to simplify. They can feel it continue and we can get a result what the area will be zonation for trawling area. Season we get the big amount of the shrimp. We want to our less maybe is like this. Yeah. What's the video?
To record the exact coordination. Sorry, the exact latitude and longitude. And it is because sometimes it's like a secret for them.
Usually by cash reduction is enhanced, and then we have strategy, increase awareness or enhance stakeholder participation, something like this. And now we just review what kind of work in the living project that we finished already. Stakeholder should be invited to participate in the group like this. We finished already. And the second is a resort managed and fishing operation that we have a consensus of the stakeholder to implement for the trial the Mesai enlargement in Chumpon, that we have one meeting and consensus already finished. And the other consensus of the stakeholder in province about the post area for season. And then we finished already here. And we also have the baseline report in draft, that's in that cloud report of the draft province and Chumpon province. Chumpon province we take two province together for the pilot site. So we have already finished and now send to FAO to clarify or to edit or something. The third one is the information management and communication. We have the method of data collection for fish larvae and For Mesai experiment, we have only the method, but not the work, because not implement that very image of the by Arabic tool. And next step, we can connect with between Chumpon and the Peru and also the Rayong Center of the project and how to implement the project. And then we have Chumpon consultation meeting. We have to give the knowledge. The open case of the Libic in the Peru, you can buy the Libic tool.
Yes, okay.
And also in Chumpon, we
Yeah, I should say especially on the trial for Mesai and last week. How can you ensure that after you apply the Mesai and last week, you can review the bycatch, not to discard the bycatch?
the trout fishermen, we don't discard. We take
No,
all.
I mean
And
that
you-
bycatch,
Mhm.
alive.
Yes, yes.
But if it's dead, it means we discard bycatch. So how can you ensure that in your experiment?
We have
Yeah.
the RFU to help us about this. I think we write you before. So Ajahn Isala will help me to have a witness video, underwater video, to take the photo during we have the trial experiment to see that the fish is already released, and then we can have some release that one into the one pond, and we have a look at how many that dead, how many living, and then the living we release to the sea. And
One is the administrative part that the RIBIC coordinator office have to take care, right?
Before I continue, I just want to give a small, not small, but I want to give an example of, just not example, but what do I say, in the past, sessions. He gave an example or some story about a horse. He said that you can lead a horse to a water well, but you cannot force it to drink the water now. And with the project aim, and also to incorporate all this into the management plan, we have to do activities. Unlike when the management plan was there, it's just like a top to bottom kind of thing. So the industry cannot swallow everything that is given to them. So we had a problem in, for example, no compliance with the BRD tags, and they're just doing things of their own. So with this, so far we have activities that we have done to address some of the things, so that at the end of the day we review the management plan and make it work. The database to include bycatch, major bycatch, and also target species like prawns. Sizes. So it tells us the current recruitment in the fishery. And then we have done consultative processes. Unlike before, we have been consultative process involving stakeholders to address issues that is affecting both the industry and ourselves. So we all know that we are going toward this one point. Incentives to promote the industry participation has been addressed. This is one of the things that we have discussed in the consultative meetings, to provide incentive for the industry. So it's we help them, so they help us to manage the fishery well. What I mean incentive is the next achievement that we have done is the pre-assessment work for MSC certification, which is Marine Stewardship Council is satisfied that that product has been harvested sustainably in harmony with the environment. Which now our tuna industry is using that to promote tuna, so it can be marketed in the European market and elsewhere. So this is exactly what we are trying to do. So At least it adds value to their product. Annual recruitment surveys for prawns and bucket species composition, forms for our observers to fill, so that the forms are just the same as what will go into the database. So before we create the database, we have to make sure we give the forms to the observers and we brief them that this is how they should be filling the forms. Okay, BRD installation and trial, that we haven't done that. It will come after we have addressed other things and we are ready to do that, we will do that. Vessel logbook and review include smaller size buckets and trash fish. The logbooks for the vessels are usually filled in by observer and master fisherman or the skipper. Yes, that's at the village level. That's where the resource is found.
Yeah.
But to do it whether it affects the industry and the people who are involved in post-harvest and harvesting, we have to do that.
There are many things here important and relevant and it has not been done. Why don't these reflected in your strategies yesterday or the day before?
This is like activities now for us, but strategies that we discussed, we sort of like look at the bigger picture. We didn't actually specifically put into perspective. I'm not really sure. If you have to do that, then probably there will become a bigger list or something.
What is your level of concentration on this topic in terms of the PNG in comparison to the Indonesia when you see them into the strategies? Comparing the two countries.
Okay, from my point of view, in comparing both countries in terms of capital commitment, I think that probably ours is much more smaller and it's more manageable and it can be done easily. Only one place.
Yes, something. Then that's why I see you have the list of doing things, but compare with other countries, you different.
Yes.
They can do a lot because they have a small area.
But they have to know the status of the resources. May I have one question? Do you provide the license to foreign vessels? For trawl?
This fishery is only reserved for nationals.
Okay, so every management can for national.
Yeah.
That's why management of this is very hard to actually manage our own resources. For other fishery like tuna, it's easy because it's it includes international.
Okay, so this is activities done by Vietnam and like Thailand, we list under the different components. And the first component is relating to the char fishery management plan, the institutional and legal framework. So we have the review, legal and policy framework, and we conduct the stakeholder consultation for the draft national circular for char fishery management. Because in fact we would like to develop the national legal framework for char fishery management. And but in this regards, in this activity, there are a lot of challenges, the gap. I would like to mention the following paper. Right? And the third is establishment national working group. We also conduct set the char management need for Kienzan province, the pilot site. And this will be the basic for setting up the char fishery management plan. In Vietnam, if we don't implementation, we not concentrate on the shrimp because the char shrimp just only small part. Therefore, we would like to deal with the char fishery management because if we deal with that, we can do a lot of the challenge with the char and char fishery for the shrimp. Just only small part. Okay, for the second, research management and fishery operation. This component is one of the biggest challenge to us because a lot of the technical operation and Vietnam is the first player Vietnam. So actually, in this regard, we need to sit with the CIPTEC and FAO in order to see any technical assistance for us in order to do this component in our country. Some mapping shown of the fishing gears and responsible the BRD also practices is one of the issue.